Today, a judge ordered Donald Trump and his company and other defendants to pay nearly $364 million in penalties for what the judge concluded was a years-long fraud involving financial statements that Donald Trump provided to banks and insurers and others that he did business with. These financial statements enabled Donald Trump to save nearly $168 million on loan interest because he secured lower interest rates. And it also enabled him to build projects, acquire a hotel, and develop a golf course that he otherwise might not have been able to do without that extra financing. Donald Trump has long styled himself as a savvy billionaire. New York Attorney General Letitia James sued Donald Trump in 2022, alleging that he engaged in what she described as the art of the steal, a play on his book, The Art of the Deal. She says that he went into banks and boasted about his wealth and gave them paperwork that showed he was much richer than he actually was. One of the things she says he did was that he lied about the size of his penthouse apartment at Trump Tower in Manhattan. Trump claimed that the apartment was 3 times its actual size, and by doing so was able to value it at a much higher amount than it actually was worth. When banks saw these figures, they did some of their own homework, but they ultimately gave Donald Trump loans that Attorney General James said saved him tons of money on interest, and loans that he perhaps would not have otherwise qualified for. That enabled his business to continue and to grow, and for him to springboard his business acumen into a political career as he is now, of course, running again for President of the United States.
Have we heard?
Donald Trump's lawyers during the trial, the 2.5-month trial in this case, they told the judge repeatedly that they were going to appeal an adverse ruling. They have reiterated that in the wake of this decision, they are going to go to a state appeals court in New York and ask that this verdict, number one, be stayed, meaning that Trump won't immediately have to pay the penalties, and then ultimately they're going to ask that it be reversed. That process could take some time, and it could wear on as Trump continues to campaign for the White House and even into the next presidential administration. The judge's ruling involves several penalties or several consequences for Donald Trump and his company and his family. Trump and his co-defendants were ordered to pay $364 million. The bulk of that, $355 million, is charged to Donald Trump and his corporate entities. $4 million each is owed by his sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, and then $1 million by the company's longtime finance chief, Alan Weisselberg. That's severance pay that he received from Trump after he left the company when he went to jail in an unrelated tax fraud scheme. Other consequences include a 3-year ban for Trump on holding any corporate executive position in New York State, a ban on getting loans, transacting business with banks that are registered and chartered in New York State. And it also leads to a shakeup at the top of the Trump organization. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. have prominent roles in the company, but they have been banned by the judge for 2 years from holding any executive positions at companies in New York.